looking for the shit. Jesus! Fuck! What the hell is going on? What the fuck's going on outside? Is there a fucking earthquake? I live in Scotland! Good grief, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on outside? What? Wait, this makes no fucking... Hang on a sec, let me make a phone call.
And that's why The Bronx Warriors is one of the best Italian kind of rip-off movies ever. I wouldn't say it's really a rip-off movie though, because it's like it takes all the ideas and kind of does it it's like 2019 After the Fall in New York. It's just so unique and brilliant.
That's nice, but why are you just giving me the conclusion of the statement you gave me? I mean, come on.
Well,
I mean,
obviously because Darrow told us to just do some sort of conclusion ad-lib, because we're suddenly going to be interrupted by this phone call. Hello?
Yeah, hi dude. Do you want to explain to me why the fuck is Godzilla attacking Brecon? I thought he only attacked on Valentine's Day.
No. He only attacks Aberdeen on Valentine's Day. He attacks Brecon whenever the fuck he wants to.
Oh, well thanks for fucking warning me.
Nice hearing from you, Darryl. More tales from primitive Brecon. Anyway, Star Crash was followed by a sequel.
God damn it. Maybe if I watch the movie it might make some sense. Hey, will you guys shut the fuck up so I can watch King Kong vs. Godzilla? Oh well, how else do you think I was going to lead up to this review? Well, first, before I get to actually reviewing the movie, I'd like to point something out that's kind of wrong about my box set. The box set that I have is this one here. It's the King Kong Classic 4 DVD collection, which features the original 1933 classic, a colorized version of it, King Kong vs. Godzilla, and King Kong Escapes. Right? So that's a pretty decent set, but there's one problem. I popped in this DVD right here. This here, see what it says? It says King Kong vs. Godzilla, right? Only problem, I put the DVD in and I didn't get King Kong vs. Godzilla. The menu said King Kong Escapes, or aka known as, you know, King Kong vs. Mecha Kong. So I was like, wait, hang on. And then what I did was I then popped in this DVD, King Kong Escapes, and what did I get? I got King Kong vs. Godzilla. The twat who fucking printed the label on these things got the fucking things mixed up. You know, and the thing is, I've had this set for a while and I've only actually just bothered to sit down and watch King Kong vs. Godzilla quite recently. But other than that, for people in the UK, I would actually highly recommend getting this set. It's one of the, probably the best King Kong set you can get here in the UK. Because what really matters is the movie. King Kong vs. Godzilla. See, now at the time when that movie came out, it was obviously a big deal, you know, everybody was like, oh my god, King Kong and Godzilla in one movie, oh my god, and that's what I was thinking. But, it was okay, I mean, it was... Okay, let me explain the plot to you. Basically, the plot goes something like this. Godzilla escapes from an iceberg where he's been, you know, hibernating for many years, which is what happened at the end of the second movie, Godzilla Raids Again. And basically he escapes from the ice and then he goes on a rampage through Japan. Meanwhile, a bunch of TV crew members are on an island and they find King Kong, who has miraculously grown up to over 100 feet in size because he's been drinking weird berry juice that apparently helps him grow quicker. I know, it's kind of weird. But then again, the whole movie's weird. Why the hell should I really be complaining about that? But basically they kidnap King Kong and they try to take him back to civilization, but then he winds up escaping and going on a rampage through Japan. And then throughout many efforts to try and destroy Godzilla and King Kong, in the end they try to bring them together to try and fight each other and get each other to then, well, kick each other's asses basically, and hopefully kill each other. Overall effects of the movie, like, I think the special effects, the miniature sets are quite good, I can say that, you know. I commend them for using miniature effects because, I mean, at the time there wasn't really any CGI, so we can avoid that crap. At least we have something in front of the camera for a change. When it comes to the costume for King Kong was okay. I mean, it looked, in places like some of the close-ups looked fucking stupid. And even I can't have to admit that, they just look stupid. Godzilla, on the other hand, looked quite good, but once again, the close-ups, like when you look at really close up, he looks like shit. But, you know, from a distance, the two of them look quite good, and when they're fighting, it looks really good. The only time where it looks really bad, and I mean really bad, like when they're fighting, is when there's a shot, it's like a distant shot, and they're like on the other side of this mountain, you can just see them over the mountain, they're kind of wobbling about. They look like hand puppets, and it's like, no. That was a pretty bad effect, so even I have to admit that. There is a bit of stop motion that's used, but admittedly it is quite quick, and well, it's not incredibly noticeable, but it is there. It's not the best stop motion ever used, but I felt that move probably could have been left on the cutting room floor, I think, you know, especially because it contrasts from the rest of the style of animation, or rather style of special effects that's used. So yeah, that's pretty much what I think of that. So the special effects are, you know, they're alright and pretty decent for their time. The acting is, in many cases, quite bad. Here's the thing. The version I watched was the American version, which had a lot of scenes added in and a lot of scenes cut out from the Japanese version. Obviously to try and explain things more to American audiences. But no, somehow they actually made it worse. You see, what they've done is they wound up cutting out scenes that actually would have just explained shit on its own, and they often replaced it with scenes re-explaining what the hell we just saw. You know, it's like for example, there's this whole thing, it's like, oh, we've got some scientists on an island. And it's like, yes, and they're trying to find the monster that's on the island. It's like, yeah, we know, we just saw that scene. You don't really need to explain it again, you fucking arseholes. But basically, the thing is, basically it takes scenes that have already happened and then just explains it again. So it tries to explain things a bit too much, and as a result it becomes annoying and kind of confusing. Another point being that, well, for example, there's a scene where they're trying to take King Kong back to Japan for publicity issues. And they're taking him back on a raft, and then King Kong escapes, and then he jumps into the water. And then immediately we cut back to the American news crew, you know, basically explaining, you know, that apparently he's fucked off and he's trying to make his way towards Japan. And this only lasts about 10 seconds, and then we cut back to the dudes who were on the boat. Now they're in a car, and it's like, this results in multiple questions. In their effort to try and explain things, they've made things more confusing and made me ask the following questions. Number one, when did they get off the boat? Number two, when King Kong escaped, did he attack or did he not? Or did he just fuck off? And if he did attack, how the hell did they get out of that? Explain things! When it does explain things, it explains things too much. And then when it tries to explain things again, it winds up just becoming even more confusing. I would say the biggest problem with the movie was, you know, when the monsters aren't really on screen, it's kinda slow. It takes a good while to really properly get things going. Like, you know, the monster, like Godzilla shows up about 13 minutes into the movie, King Kong shows up about half an hour into the movie. So, you know, they do give a reasonable, you know, they do kind of pad out the showing up of the zombies, monsters, you know, but in between all that, it feels really slow, and you just wish you could see the fucking monsters fighting, you know. And then when the monsters do get together for the first time in the movie, King Kong just fucks off like the pussy that he is. And then eventually we get a fight, and the end fight, like I said, it's actually not bad, it's quite fun. There are scenes, like for example, where Godzilla's attacking and everyone's trying to evacuate, and when King Kong's attacking and everyone's trying to get the fuck out of there. You know, those scenes are quite good, but in the midst of all this you get a lot of slow, dragged on, boring scenes. So really, I would suggest, if you're not really interested in the story or anything like that, just skip to the fucking monster battles and all that, because you're probably going to get quite bored if you're not really interested in the story. But, you know, for its time, I can't really deny, you know, it's an alright film, you know. It's entertaining. I'm not going to bash the movie. I'm not trying to say it's a terrible movie. By no means. I can easily say that this movie surpasses this load of crap. Easily. You know, so I can't really complain too much. And the dubbing in the movie, some of the dubbing's really bad, but, you know, I've seen far worse dubbing. You know, so I can't really complain too much. So, I don't really know what I'm complaining about. I guess I'm not very good at this. But basically, the point I'm trying to make is, this movie is alright. You know, King Kong vs. Godzilla, it's okay. Maybe I'll get around to watching King Kong Escapes where he fights Robot Kong. But for now, I think I've had enough of Godzilla and King Kong. So overall, it's okay. I was a tad disappointed, admittedly, but, you know, it's okay. I wonder if anybody else is up for watching a movie. Hopefully it's not shit.